These films had set the tone for the rest of the films too.
Yes. So it's really an honor for IIFFB to have both these really talented actor come directors, come producers here on stage with us. Thank you so much. So it's a very interesting thing here that both these gentlemen, they are both the writers as well as producers as well as actors in their films. So that's a real, three-pronged bunch of talent within one person. So question for you, both of you, is at this point, what is it like to write something and then act out that role? How does that feel?
Suraja.
So, can you hear me?
Oh, that mic is not live.
Hello? Okay. So this is my first time writing a film. I started writing in February, and I think we finished the whole production by September. We had a finished film ready to go. It was for another film festival, so I pushed to get it done through. So as a co-producer, I pushed everyone to reach their limit quickly as possible. It was a 3-day shoot we did.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So seeing something, I'm not a writer to begin with. I just had something I wanted to share, a vision of something that can be happening in lives of South Asians in the suburbs of the United States. It could be your neighbors, it could be somebody you work with, you don't know. There's no perfect family. And I wanted the younger generation to know it's okay to talk to your parents, talk to your relatives about this stuff. And the older generation needs to understand this is a new generation. I mean, my son is dating a Russian girl, and I was a little upset first, but then I realized, this is his generation. He should be happy. My daughter should be happy. We shouldn't force our wishes on them.
Absolutely. What about you,
Yeah,
Raji?
so first of all, I would like to congratulate on your film. As you said that it's the first film that you wrote, but when we were watching it, I never thought that this will be the first film of writer, because it was so well written.
Oh, thank you.
And it's so well made. So I really congratulate you on that.
Yeah, great. What about you?
So about me, I am a writer-director. That's what I do normally. So recently I started acting, and like my brother, he directed this film Kaya Palat, and he offered me this role. This was my story, so he said, why don't you act in it? Because we are anyways not taking a big star, so you know the story, so it'll be easier. So, so I got this chance to act, and luckily Makkar, the director Anil Anand, he admires me a lot as an independent filmmaker, and he reached out to me and said, I want you to play this character. And I was very happy to know, because Nadira Babbarji is there, she's very senior theatre personality from India, so I quickly said, okay, why not? So that's how this happened. But primarily, I'm not an actor. It was just I can say it's like a hobby for me to act, but I am a filmmaker. I'm a writer and director.
But
I have
both
to
of
say you're a
you
very
really
good
acted
actor.
Very well.
Thank you.
Both of
Yes,
Thank you.
excellent,
films.
excellent acting, both of you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So in terms of Kaya Palat, when I was doing my background reading, I read that it is inspired by true events. Is that true?
Yes, so the Kaya Palat story is based on a true story which happened in Jammu only. So there was a guy a normal guy. So these river mafias, they take contracts of sand extraction and all. So there used to be this family, like we have shown. So since like decades, they used to take they used to take the contracts from government, and nobody ever dared to stand up and stand up in front of them. So there was this common man who stood once, and then they had beaten him up and all, and he came with a pistol and he just shot this guy. And there's a street by this guy's name. So in the film we have changed the name to Shivam, but the real name was Sanjay, and there's Sanjay Nagar in Jammu, which is by this guy's name. So that's where the idea came. Then I had to, put some fiction to it. Yeah.
So the Kaya part of it is fictitious, is it?
Yeah, so actually I wanted to, because this is a very very common story. If I show that there's one mafia and one common man. So we have been seeing since 70s in our Bollywood cinema. So I thought that this film should be from a women's point of view. So in those mafias houses, what those normal women go through. So I weave the story from her point of view. Yeah.
Very nice. So this film debuted at Cannes, is it? Or was it a poster at Cannes?
Yeah, so the first look of this film was launched at Cannes last year. And then the world premiere happened at Vietnam. This was part of 6 films from India, recommended by Government of India in Vietnam. So it was first time. And signature was also there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we actually had screened your brother's film a couple of years ago, Lihaf.
That's my directorial film.
Oh, well. So you have history with us here then. That's great.
Absolutely.
So Lihaf is also on an LGBTQ theme, and so is Manpreet. So Manpreet, we thought, it was really an interesting movie because in such a short time you explored so many themes. You explored sexuality, you explored communications, you explored preconceived notions. So can you tell us a little bit about, did I hit the spot? What were you thinking of?
When I wrote this, I wasn't looking to do that. I was just looking to tell a story from beginning to end. And, as you said, and other people have said, right, I think Roy mentioned the other day, there's other themes that come up in this film that I didn't even think about. And now there's also the age gap at the end. I mean, here I'm dating this girl who's probably 15, 20 years younger than me. And when I wrote it, I wasn't even thinking that way. And people are now saying, oh, there's an age gap relationship. And okay, that can work. Why not in South Asians also? It happens in American society. Mm-hmm. So that's another thing to think about, that it's okay if that happens. So I didn't write wanting to have these notions out there. It's just a story that came out and it just became fluid that way.
That's fantastic. Even Kaya Palat, Kaya is a really strong character, obviously.
Absolutely.
But the mother of the Thakur, she was also something else. So, what were you thinking when you were creating these 2 women, who one is the oppressor, one is the oppressed, and then...
So, for another film of mine, we were showcasing in Birmingham University. So one person asked me a question that we hear about India that women are suppressed in India. So how did you make your women characters so strong? So I said, because I've seen my mother, even my wife. So women are stronger than us at home. We have to listen to them. So the idea behind creating 2 strong characters and both women characters was this, because I'm always inclined towards women characters, as you mentioned Lihaf.
Yes.
So Lihaf was also a women-centric film. So somewhere I felt that Kaya is the protagonist of the film, and there's a good woman, a good girl who actually ended up doing wrong things, and that's why the message at the end is that eye for an eye can make the whole world blind.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there are good and bad people. So the lady, the eldest lady in the house, she teaches her children how to kill people and all, So because whatever is taught by our women. So that was the idea.